Hello, collective. Welcome to your reading today. So, today we're just going to do a check-in. I have no intention set. Nothing came to me that needs to be addressed. So, we're just going to pull the cards and see what comes out. If you are new here, welcome. Thank you so much for joining me. If you have been here for a while, thank you so much for your time and energy exchange. I do truly appreciate all of you that come to watch my content. Thank you so much. All right, let's tap in today and see what's going on in the spiritual world and the energy that is present. All right. So we have a few decks. We're going to jump right in. See what we have. We're going to start with the Rose Oracle. I was making rose water today, so I felt very drawn to use the Rose Oracle to start with. All right, Spirit, what do we have going on in the collective that needs to be addressed right now? What is happening? Okay, we have Sophia, Divine Plan, Wisdom, Intelligence Within, and Destiny. All right, there's my kitty. All right, what else? Release the petals. Transformation, death and rebirth, shedding, all change. I love it. So what this is reminding me of here is picking off the dead parts of a plant. Okay, so in order for new growth to occur, you have to pick off the dead parts, because what's happening is the water that you're pouring into the plant is still trying to go to all of the branches, all of the leaves, all of the petals, all of the flowers, even if they're dead. So once we cut off those dead parts, then the water will no longer try to nourish a part of you that is no longer alive, and you can focus it on the flourishing parts. Okay, and we also have the Rose Thread. Inner call, soul led, the mystic, and living courageously. All right, I love that. The great place to start. And then the bottom, this came up before, so I'll just leave it. The Sun. Joy, enjoyment, life force, success, vitality, and play. I love this because this is just such a beautiful image. And it reminds me of the Sun card in tarot. So again, this is solar plexus energy. This is joy and vitality. So it is living from a place within and just trusting your path and being playful with it. I'm also hearing see the humor in things. That message has been coming through to me quite a bit. All right, let's start with Sophia. So Divine Plan, Wisdom, Intelligence Within, and Destiny. So that is this card here. Sophia is a Greek word meaning wisdom. Sophia is thought to have been a force present at the time of creation and is often presented as a woman. This turns our patriarchal understanding of a sole male god responsible for creation on its head. In the Bible's book of Proverbs, Sophia says, I was present at the beginning of creation. Participating at the side of the Lord in the work of creation, many scholars and art historians believe that the female figure besides God in Michelangelo's Sistine Chapel ceiling is a representation of Sophia. The philosopher Rudolf Steiner believed that the ancient Egyptian mother goddess Isis was an incarnation of her. The galaxy overlapping the spiral of the rose on this card is a mystical representation of Sophia as holder of the divine plan, the intelligence that tells the rose when to open and the planet how to spin also exists within you. This card brings with it a message to trust the intelligence that brought you here. Have faith that the blueprint of your destiny is already known. What secret dreams do you have? What are you being called to say yes to create? Sophia embraces the cosmos. She holds the blueprint of creation. No person or thing is left out. Call upon her to guide you. Rest in the intelligence that exists within your cells. Trust that you know what to do. Trust the blueprint within and allow the seeds of your destiny to guide you. All right. That is beautiful. Let's jump into tarot on that pile. All right, Spirit, what do we have to go with this Sophia card here? I'm getting that a lot of us are feeling major spiritual upgrades. Okay, Seven of Wands. The Three of Cups. All right. And then look at that. The sun is at the bottom. Okay, so we have Nine of Pentacles and the World card. So what I'm seeing here is that we are defending ourselves against whatever it is that needs defending and allowing things to complete and fall away. All right, so again, here we have released the petals. So the world is the same. It is about letting things fall away. Nine of Pentacles is about building your own wealth and luxury and doing it alone oftentimes. But it also means that you are just this much closer to the 10 and completing the cycle. I'm also getting lots of celebrations. And again, these could be weddings, whether this is your wedding, going to someone else's wedding, baby showers, just general friend gatherings. And this could be with our soul tribes. Are many of you finding a lot of people in your soul tribes? Because it's really interesting just the way you kind of wonder for a long period of time where they're at, and then they just bombard you all of a sudden from every direction of your life. Like, holy cow, this is really happening. So there is something here that we are trusting within and just knowing that this is the path we need to take. We are allowing things to end and to let our worlds be demolished. Because what we have built, I'm getting is like, if we're looking at the bigger plan, it is not of importance. Okay? You came here on a mission. We have a mission to do. So we're out to defend ourselves and to defend those who can't defend themselves. And you've been given the tools to accomplish that. Wow. Okay. Okay. Let's jump over to the next one. Release the petals. I opened right up to it. I love when that happens. Transformation, death, and rebirth. Shedding and all change. There comes a point where we can't go back. In seemingly fleeting moment, the road that led us here is suddenly impossible to access. There is a sinking knowing that things will never be the same. A death, a birth, a loss, a growth, an ending, a discovery. No matter how hard you try, things are different now. You're different now. The world's different now. And again, I am drawn to this card here. Like, look at us. We're safe down in this little bunker as the world burns. Okay? So don't worry about what's happening around you. You're safe. What's been seen can't be unseen, and there's no going back. Something new beckons you forth. This is a card of change and transformation. Courage is required for the rebirth to happen. Abscission is the shedding of various parts of an organism, such as a plant dropping a leaf, flower, fruit, or seed. Wow, I definitely said that. The rosehip knows, the phoenix does too, that we need to surrender what was to the earth to one day be transformed anew. We can grasp the petals of the past as the changing winds blow, but eventually we'll discover that change is coming, change is near, and change is already here. And while what was once no longer, and what soon will be not yet, it's time to release your petals to the wind and with wild abandon for the chance to begin again, to offer what once was to the wind and let it nourish the seeds within. It's time to surrender so the transformation can happen. Had the rose not released its petals, the rose hip would not have come to be. When we gather the courage to release what was, we are greeted by the fruits of the nature. All right. So again, as I was explaining with this card, we do have parts of us that served us for a time, but now they may no longer serve us in our growth, in our highest good, and so we must release them. So this is the phase that we're at right now. Again, it's okay, we're watching things burn around us because they don't serve us anymore, and that includes versions of ourselves. This may come in the form of an ego death. Okay, you might just be crying for days on end and not understand why, but then suddenly something comes to you like, oh, this is a part of me releasing. That's how I feel with ego deaths. It is just like a seemingly unknown sadness, and you can't necessarily always put your finger on why you're sad. So that being said, it is typically an ego death. Now, I want to get into a different realm of that because it could also be a projection from someone else, projecting their sadness onto you. So it is up to you to decipher where it's coming from. All right, let's jump into the tarot on this pile. Okay, there's the sun. Yep. So that's also the sun will nourish your growth. Okay, the sun is not a bad energy. In fact, it is a very good energy. It is vital to our growth and sustainability. We've got the Ace of Wands. Yes. So that is about renewing our passion. The Emperor. Okay. So that could be an external component. The Emperor. Very masculine energy here, or that could be us and our internal masculine. All right, we also got the Seven of Swords and the Chariot. So this is about getting away from manipulation, lies, especially, I'm not going to say, my brain went in two directions there. This could be external influences again. There could be a masculine that's manipulative, and we're getting away from that. This could be your masculine kicking other people out of his life. And I know not all masculines are he's. He could be a she could be a he. Just put the roles where they fit. Don't force it. This is like a new way of seeing things. So we're choosing to step outside into the sun and get nourished by the sun. Spirit is gifting us with this brand new passionate energy, a new start in something. Now, I'm also getting that some of you with this masculine might be, we'll talk about that in a second, might be hesitant because of deception in the past. Use your discernment in this situation, because not everybody from your past who comes back is good intending. But I'm seeing this two ways. Again, you're going to be using your discernment and your judgment. So basically, we have a masculine who is seeing the deception that was in his life and is now saying, I don't want that in my life any longer, and I'm ridding my energy of these kinds of individuals, and now steering the chariot forward and placing judgment in my life and where I need to let things go and let things grow and flourish. So again, very much tying into the releasing of the petals. You know, this picture, the Seven of Swords, is typically about kind of thievery, theft, manipulation, cunning. However, tying it into the releasing of the petals, these are parts of you that don't serve you anymore. These are parts of you that had some function in your life at some point, but now we're using our discernment and judgment and saying, I don't want that as part of my energy anymore because I am not that. So I'm choosing to move forward from it. And again, if this is you, this is your inner masculine, same concept. I'm seeing a masculine step up and ridding their energy of that doesn't serve them anymore with the Judgment card. And not only that, but also learning how to steer forward in a positive direction with a passionate new lease on life is what I'm hearing. So whether this is your internal masculine or an external masculine, that's the story. It's like they saw the light. I saw the sign. I saw the sign and it opened up my eyes. All right. Anyways, we don't want to hear me sing. That's not what we came here for. I hope not. Let's get into the rose thread. So this is Inner Call, Soul Led, the Mystic, Living Courageously. This is a card of the mystic, the one who's in touch with the depths of the inner world and the inner weavings of the world and beyond, way beyond. They're dedicated to listening to the mysterious voice whispering within, to following their intuition and living in accordance with that, to living by being guided by the rose thread. Following the rose thread means being dedicated to walking the way of the rose, to being in service to humanity, and dedicated to writing a new story. It requires courage and faith and the willingness to pave a new path. The rose has been a symbol of the mysteries for thousands of years. The rose thread is the invisible path that the mystic follows. It takes courage to trust it, for the path is different for every single person. This is why it requires courage to trust the inner call. And those who do so find great reward. This card is a sign that you're being called to follow this initiatory path, led by the thread deep within. You may find that you're in a place of great change and are being called to have faith and gather up the courage to take the next step. This card is a sign of encouragement to keep taking the next step. It's acknowledging the courage it takes to live a soul-led life and honoring you for always taking the leap. All right. I love it. Okay. So, this is what we're heading towards. This is that tug that our soul does for us. And to me, sometimes it's a pushing. It's not always a pulling. Sometimes it feels like they're nudging you this way. They're pushing you, okay, in a certain direction. So it's like your soul knowing where you need to go and what you need to do. Some of us may be stuck in fear or whatever we're stuck in, okay, cycles. But just trust that nudge or that pulling, because it is your higher self knowing the divine plan and working you towards it. And it doesn't matter what fears come up, okay? Do it through the fears. And I know that can be a difficult thing to do, but that's what we're being called to do at this time. All right, so let's get some tarot on this pile. Spirit, what do we have to go with the rose thread? That internal pulling or that pushing. We have the Nine of Wands. All right. So this could be one of the reasons we're afraid to move forward. I'm getting two things. One, we've been through a lot. This soul journey has not been easy. In fact, it's been one of probably the most difficult things that any of us have ever gone through. But the good news is the 9, which we have a 9 over here also, the 9 is a near complete number. You are almost at the finish line. You may be stressed out. You may be wounded, the wounded warrior, that's what this card is. You've been through a lot. Just know that it is almost over. And there's just a little bit left to go. Now, I'm also getting with this card that these are your external influences trying to prevent you from taking that last step. They've seen how far you've come and they're like, wait a minute, let me try to trap you back into this other space that I want to keep you in. So be wary of that. Trust that inner guidance, not the external guidance. Okay. The 8 of Swords. Okay, some of us might be in our heads right now, feeling anxious. The Star is here to guide us, and victory is yours. Okay. Bottom of the deck is the Queen of Wands. That's you. That is you all day. So you are meant to lead. You are meant to be a leader in this lifetime. You are meant to step into your power passionately and lead. So some of us are hopeful for victory. Like, I'm getting a very back and forth energy here. Let's tap into that, because some of us know the plan. Like, some of us very much trust this divine plan and know that we can't fail. And even if you take the quote unquote wrong path, there's no wrong path. You're just going to learn something different on that path. But some of us are still stuck in this space here. And it's like a mental prison. But here's the thing with the mental prison. It's all in your head. There's no trap. There's no cage. You can come out anytime. So we have to sort of come to that conclusion on our own. So whatever it is that's making us feel trapped, that's what work needs to be done in the collective. Okay? Whatever is preventing you from hoping for this victory in the future, time to work on that space. Because you have everything here telling you to let go of things that don't serve you. External forces or internal. I'm getting external, internal. Okay, your own brain is holding you back. Your anxiety, your fear, your worry. And then here you might have actual external people trying to hold you back. Now, the thing with that is you have the power to say nope. You have the power to come out of that cage because it's like a false prison. It's in your head. You are destined to be victorious here. And you are also meant to shine like a star. So keep that hope alive for whatever endeavor that you're trying to get into. All right. I am going to jump into my Spirit Allies deck. I just want to see what else we have to go with this spread here. All right, Spirit Allies. What do we have? Okay. We have benzatin. I'll have to read on that one. We have Leo. Okay, and the number 53. So Leo may be of some significance to you or your person, something in your chart. It could be courage that we need to step into. That's what's required. You know, I'm seeing this like a Medal of Honor. And Medal of Honor requires courage, right? And I'm getting to that, if you want to compare yourself to a war veteran, that's what we are destined here to do. I did say that back here, to stand up for those who can't. Stand up for ourselves. I just saw 444. So that's what we're being called to do. Have the courage, be that war veteran that helps others out. And then also stand up for yourself in the process. Okay, what else, Spirit? We got Angelite. Okay, that's this crystal right here. I have a geode of this downstairs, but this is a good stone to call in your angels, your support. I'll read on these in a little bit. Okay, and then we also got Libra. Okay, so Libra may not just be a sign. This could also be the need for balance, the need for justice, fairness. So let's read first on this one. This is goddess energy. So this is about I embrace my creativity. You're being invited by this divine goddess to create and embrace your inner artist. Embrace whatever form this may take, whether it's fun and playful or as a larger pursuit. Make space to enjoy the experience of creating art without attachment to the outcome of your creative work. There's a tremendous opportunity for creating positive change through spreading your message and unique gifts in artistic forms. As you gain comfort and confidence in your artistic self-expression, use your creativity as a way to innovate and share something special with others. You never know who you may reach with this unique expression of your gifts. And then for a journal prompt on this one, what kind of art would feel good to create? All right. So with that, I just want to say that, I've been doing art my entire life. I'm not going to say I've always been very good at it, but the way that it works is the more you practice, the better you become at it. If you guys want to see some of my art, my Etsy shop is listed in the description box, and you can go check it out if you're interested. I do a lot of nature and spiritual stuff. That's kind of what my art is comprised of. But, I sometimes have a plan when I go in, and sometimes I just don't. And I just want like certain colors involved or certain shapes, or I start with one aspect and just kind of branch out from there. That's what a lot of it is. Like I might start in the middle with something and then draw this way and go this way and go this way and this way and kind of somehow try to tie it together. I do like collage art a lot. And I work with colored pencil mostly, but I do also enjoy acrylic and watercolor. So pencil, charcoal too. Sorry, there's a lot of things out there. But anyways, just do it because you want to do it. And it doesn't have to be great, because you know what? Nobody's first piece of art is ever great. Okay? It takes practice. It takes a while to be able to get to that point. The whole point is just to go do it. Just what expression do you want to get out, and just go try it. If you've never worked with watercolor, go buy a watercolor set and buy a pad of paper. Try it out. See what you think. And if there's other mediums you want to try, go to Bob Ross. That's one of the best places to learn how to be an artist. I actually have a painting downstairs that I followed along with Bob Ross. And, it's pretty straightforward. The only difference is I don't use oil paints. I actually use acrylic. But again, that's your choice. So the advice there is just to get started. Okay, let's read about Leo. I create the life I want to live. Bold, vibrant, and fearless, Leo stands tall and proud in their light. They have worked so hard to get to this moment and knew that they could do it. After all, Leo is their own #1 fan. Leo is the daring reminder that you can create your own experience in this lifetime. Leo is a leader, giving you permission to lead in your own way. Queen of Wands here, also representative of Leo. You deserve the life that you've been dreaming of. The universe is rooting for you and believes in you. You just have to believe in yourself. Manifesting the reality that you want is creating it. Each day, imagine yourself living your best life. Take note of what you smell, taste, and how you feel at that moment. Picture your surroundings with clear details. Let this manifestation practice work its magic as you experience the life that you want to live by holding the frequency of it in this present moment. And there's a journal prompt. You can write, what does my ideal life look like? All right, so let's check in with Libra. I am balanced. Sitting at the crossroads, Libra weighs their options diligently. They are in no rush. They understand the beauty that could come from going both ways. Harmony is the key here, and Libra works to ensure that they make decisions that tip the scales in their favor. The beauty of Libra is a reminder of how important creating balance in life is. Libra understands that it's not all work and no play, but rather a mixture of work, play, rest, and rejuvenation. Libra is here to encourage you to take inventory of your life and identify the areas that need rebalancing. Success isn't so sweet or worth celebrating if it leads to burnout. Focus on living a life that brings happiness to you in true Libra fashion. Seek out what levels your scales and connects you to your higher self. Your journal prompt, what can I incorporate into my life to create sustainable balance? I think that's the key there, is not just finding balance right now in this moment, but how do I sustain it? Okay, so let's read about this angelite. I am attuned to my third eye and psychic abilities. Angelite is a pale blue stone that connects with the higher chakras to enhance your psychic abilities. It also is used to aid in communication and dream interpretation. This stone is calling for you to connect with your third eye. Your guides have been trying to reach you, and connecting with your pineal gland will help to get their messages to you. If you aren't quite sure how or where to hear these messages, think of any easy to understand message that have been sent to you in the past. Bird feathers, repeating numbers, and butterflies crossing your path are all examples of ways that your guides may have reached out to you previously. Keep your eyes open, all of them, and create space for your guides to communicate with you. You will want to hear what they have to say. Your journal prompt, how do I typically receive signs from my guides? Okay, so what I feel is important here is that we need to communicate with them. And if they're communicating with us and we're not hearing it or we're not receiving the message, then we need to go deeper on that. So I'll give you a for instance. You have to sit down and ask first for their guidance, okay, or protection, or whatever it is you're asking for. I give you permission to protect me, to guide me, to help me, to whatever. Now, after the permission is granted, you then need to set up with your guides a communication process. Are you clair-empathic? Do you want to feel the feelings that are being sent to you? Are you clairaudient? Do you want to hear the message in your ear? Now, the messages in your ear are typically like a word or a phrase, and it may or may not be in your own voice. Okay, you might just hear wise wisdom coming into your ear, like, don't go that way. There's an accident. There's just different ways they'll reach out to you, okay? So this crystal, you can put it on your third eye or your crown chakra, but it will help you tune into that a little easier. And that's actually why I keep this in my little bowl here, is because, again, I am connecting with my guides while I'm doing these readings, because I want to make sure that the information that I am interpreting is correct. I don't want to mislead all of you, because I don't want to be misled myself. So when the messages come through, they often will come to my brain in scenarios, okay? And often in phrases or song lyrics are big for me. I hear a lot of messages in song lyrics. That's not only just from your guides, but from other people in general too. So if you have a friend that you like the same song and you hear it, that could be a message from your friend. Hey, I'm thinking about you right now. And maybe they want you to call them or reach out to them to ask them, hey, how are you doing today? That kind of thing. So however it is that works best for you, talk to your guides and tell them, hey, I don't understand Morse code. Okay, when you see flashing lights, like beep, 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 beep. That I felt was how they first started to try to reach me, and I'm just like, oh man, I don't understand what you're trying to tell me. And I would get really frustrated. Be like, no, this way is not working for me. So you have to be like, okay, give me a way that does work for me. You have to tell them what works for you. Do you want it in goosebumps on your arms? Do you want it in a thought that comes across? Do you want it in a clairaudient way? So whatever works for you, you let them know, and they will always be there to assist you in that. All right, let's wrap this up with some closing messages from my Moonology deck. All right, Spirit, what do we have to go along with this? All right, full moon in Pisces, balance, spirituality, and practicality. I love that because, again, Libra is all about balance. So I am a Pisces moon. So again, this could very much tie into any of you out there that are listening that are also a Pisces moon. New moon eclipse. Expect powerful change. Yes. Again, that's this world crumbling situation. You have to let things fall away because they don't serve you anymore. And you know what? You could even have a ceremony or a ritual for what is falling away. Even if it's an ego death. You can, have some object that might be represent of whatever it is that's falling away and say, you served me for X amount of time. I appreciate it. Thank you. And goodbye. Like that's literally all there is to it. Okay, we have full moon in Virgo. You are good enough. Yes, so that is what a lot of us collectively are working on, is our self-worth. Okay? And that's totally fine because that's part of the moving forward with still the fear and anxiety that could be in our systems. Okay? We have to let our courage overcome the fear, the worry, and the anxiety. And just trust that the universe already knows that we're good enough. You just got to believe it yourself. Full moon. Surrender to the divine. Yep. We don't have control over what's happening here. We do not. As much as we want to believe we do not. That's the divine plan, the destiny. It's a time to give rather than take. All right. So we have Virgo twice. Now a full moon and a new moon in Virgo. So Libra, Leo, Virgo, Pisces have come out. New moon in Aries. It is time to take action. Yep. So if there is something holding you back, or if you perceive something to be holding you back, it's time to let it go. That is the message right now. The time now is for action and to release what is holding you back. Here is a full moon in Aquarius. Show the world the real you. That means you have to dig down and find out who the real you is. So that is again about releasing our traumas, about releasing whatever we're going to call it, amore. That's amore. Not love. More is like the standards that society places on us. Okay? You're a female. You must wear pink. You must wear a dress. You must cross your legs. You must stay at home and cook and clean and raise the children. You must do this. You must do that. You're a man. You must go get a job. You must support your family. You must be masculine and don't feel your feelings. So these are all, every single thing I just said out of my mouth, bullshit. All of it. There is no guideline along those lines of who we have to be. Guess what? You get to wake up every morning and choose who you are. Spirit is asking you to be that. Nobody wants this fake version of you where you wake up every day and you hate your life, you hate your job, you hate the area you live in. Whatever it is that you dislike, that's what needs to go, because it is not a part of the real you. You're being called to step into you. Okay? All of us are just souls wearing a meat suit hurling through space. First and foremost. So whatever is happening on this earthly plane, again, I said it in the beginning, it is of no consequence. Because our mission is soul-led. And this is all like an illusion, like the Matrix. So believe what you're going to believe. And I think in time, more of us will get on board with what we truly believe. If you haven't, go watch the Matrix movies. All of them. And I mean all of them. Go watch them. I skipped the cartoon one. I don't think you need to watch that one. But seriously, there is at least half-truths in that movie. Okay? All of us have the power to break free. Because we are souls. And all of this feeling of worry and anxiety and being trapped is an illusion. All right. I'll get off my soapbox now. That is my message for you today. I just want to thank you all so much for joining me. I do truly appreciate your time and energy exchange. And I want to wish you all a lifetime of happiness, health, wealth, abundance, and as always, love. Make sure you're filling your own cup up before you go and fill someone else's. And go within so you never go without. Remember, the things that we avoid are the things that most need our attention. Okay? So thank you so much for joining me. Take care, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.